When you compare the ease of operating in UK vis-a-vis ease of doing business in Dubai, so what is your experience?
For sure, Dubai hands-on wins. Dubai people, honestly, people work really hard here.
Yeah.
Especially the workforce, as I said, the cleaners, the maintenance. This is our main bread and butter. You know, they're not getting into sales. My salespeople are amazing as well. People work really hard because this is a value-driven country. People listening to this, if you're doing Airbnb, please take night pictures. Cost you extra 900 dirhams to take night pictures, but the return on your money when people see, oh, that's how Burj Khalifa looks like at nighttime, or that's how the view of the palm looks like at nighttime, or the marina. You know, you're already winning customers who can only see that on Instagram, and then they see, okay, I'm going to be living in an Instagrammable balcony pictures. I was the tourist once, and I have a lot of my clients. My whole Christmas period is filled with meeting clients who are just coming here to buy properties, but they want to live in Marina and Burj Khalifa view. And I'm like, there's a lot more to do here, but they just want, because that's what they see. So unfortunately, customer demand is there. Fortunately or unfortunately, the Burj Khalifa view, the downtown, there's new areas like where I live, District 1, and I think that's going to be the greatest area. This is where most people will fail because you run out of money. This is where the problem is. People become desperate, they lose integrity, they become dishonest.
Welcome back to another episode of UAE Brews and Views with Shireen. I'm your host Shireen Kapoor, and with me today we have a very dynamic personality. His energy is infectious. If you go to his Instagram, it's so much of positive energy and entrepreneurial spirit that you find. He's of course an expert with proven track record in real estate and Airbnb business. With me today I have Mr. Adam Rana, and with him we will get into the insights of the real estate industry, not just from one perspective but from two most competitive markets in the world right now, UK and Dubai. So let's just hear it out from him about his experience, lessons and insights, and let's just have the expert speak about all of this so that we all can learn from it. Hi Adam, welcome to the show. So firstly, let's go back to how it all started. When was the first time you got into real estate?
Yeah, so thank you for having me first of all on your amazing podcast. I've heard good things. So I'm going to take you back to my history, how I started, and I think that's very important. It's not just a business of the real estate.
Yeah.
It's who you are as a person, and I want you viewers to, and people, and I heavily focus on this, who you are as a person is what makes your business startup or successful later on. So I originally was in corporate life, so I had an office job, typical. I went to the traditional way of university, studied mechanical engineering, and I wanted to get the best grades, which I didn't, ironically, but I still carried on working really hard. I ended up getting a job at Jaguar Land Rover, which people know, they make Range Rovers as well. So I worked in a full-on corporate job, 9 to 5, went up the ladder of the corporate life, which was amazing, which was very important for my success right now. I learned a lot of behavioral skills, how to talk to people. I learned how to deal in operations, systems, processes. I spent about 8 years in an office job working in the UK. That's where all my life has been. And I've worked in Shanghai in a corporate job for the same company. So that was my initial startup of my life. And then I realized that, I've got more to give to the world, impact, my skills that I have as a consultant in the corporate job, that I can deploy that in business, which led me to the Airbnb and real estate sales business in the UK originally. So as I said, I started in the UK. The business started in 2018, 19. I was still working in my job. So this is where the key is. A lot of people don't understand that, you don't have to just flip and just go into a real estate business or an Airbnb business, which I started in. Is you have to, sometimes you need to pay your bills, not sometimes, always you have to pay your bills. You need to be in the safe zone. You have to always pay your bills. So I started working on the weekends on my Airbnb business. Buying properties in the UK, selling properties, getting Airbnb properties to start an Airbnb business model. And then in 2020, I left my job. And then something funny happened, which was COVID, So I left my job. and my business was doing okay, and COVID happened. So that was not. It's unpredictable. You can't predict these things. So
not the best time to.
Not the best time, but I'm glad I did it. I'll go into my story. Yeah. Probably the best thing that's happened to me, because I learned a lot more, because I lost money after making a little bit of money. I lost, I lost $40,000 in 1 month, which may be a lot for some people, may not be a lot for some people, but it was a lot for me at that time, which led me to fully migrate to Dubai as well. And, where I am today, I am, doing really well. Before I used to come to Dubai, do one business deal, buy a property, nothing big. But COVID allowed me, because of the way Dubai operated in COVID, allowed me to really move our second office to Dubai. So that is my history, really. Started in the UK with Airbnb sales after my corporate job, and here we are. We have a full-on blown Airbnb apartment hotel business in the UK, in Dubai, and a real estate sales business in Dubai.
Wow. That's a journey. It's also how you take it as an entrepreneur, right?
Yeah.
How you take failure. Some people, they lose heart. And I feel that as entrepreneurs, you need to have that mindset wherein you need to fight that failure.
100%, yeah.
Yeah. And as an entrepreneur who's been into this industry, how do you navigate all the downturns that come around it? Like, what's your spirit? Because you are an infectious energy on Instagram, and you do that consulting with a lot of people. So how do you manage to?
You mentioned a good word, energy. Like, I think a lot of people, they want to get into business, they want to do Airbnb or any industry of business. Energy is very important. We would not be sitting here if you didn't like my energy, I didn't like your energy. Absolutely. And for me, at least, I would not hang out with someone who doesn't have the right energy. Positivity doesn't work. If you have positivity, good energy, I'm here. I'll make deals, I'll have a good conversation, I'll have dinners. That's the first starting point. People need to understand, I'm going into something, people buy people's energy. That's it. So go into anything, even if you don't have the technical knowledge, turn up the best, dress well, talk properly, talk clearly, and give the energy. So that's one. Second thing is, how do I overcame that hardship, right? So what I learned from that is it's a lesson. So hardship's always going to be there. There's always going to be a recession. Dubai will go through some kind of a slow time. It's not always going to be high tides. It always happens in every money cycle, every real estate cycle. You want to make sure you take that as a lesson and take that as an opportunity. So I had a mindset of, I'm not losing. Like, if I am losing, but I'm learning. Right, so I always had the mindset, this is expected in the cycles. I always say there's property cycles, there's money cycles, and even in the low times, you want to make sure that you keep grabbing the opportunities. That's the way I've navigated the losses that I've had, because it's an opportunity.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, I'll give you another example. We were just talking about outside on a private conversation about UK, Europe, Western society. It's not the greatest market to be in, but there are still opportunities there. And if you can find those opportunities, how do you find those opportunities? With good energy, good connections, good networks. You can take advantage of these opportunities in the lower markets or in downturns of the market.
Yeah. So, as I understand, you are working in both of a very competitive market, I would say, compared to UAE. Dubai also, Airbnb is very competitive, but so is the demand because of the tourism industry, and so is London, UK. So, what is the comparative analysis you can give for the Airbnb industry from both perspectives?
So, in terms of if this is better or UK, what did you explain that?
So, rental-wise, Airbnb-wise, what's better for you, workforce, in general, how your Airbnb business?
So Dubai has been the greatest Airbnb markets, especially in 2022 and 2023, which is where we made most of our money. Rentals ROIs are much better. So typically you would get 11, 12, 13% on an Airbnb model. Once you purchase a property and you put it on an Airbnb model with a company, a management company, instead of getting 7-8%. Of course, you got to look at the location. You got to look at the views and the quality. The developer is very important as well. Building management is very important. So comparatively wise, I think Airbnb is always going to be better if you get these factors right. So get the location right, get the interior design right, get the developer right. It's very important because some developers don't look after the building. And then when your guests come into the place, the first impression is the corridors, the reception, the security guards. And honestly, a lot of people forget that there's this thing, they're getting one apartment and, I have Burj Khalifa view. but who's managing, who's got the first impression. I know you have your guys checking people in, but now we do self check-ins with digital locks. So your first point of contact is the reception, is the building. So that's very important. But in summary, Airbnb models will typically get you 12-13% to you as an investor.
Okay.
If you compare this to UK, we're still only on Airbnb, we're about 7-8%. In London, on long-term lets, you're looking at 4%. So comparatively, so much better to invest. I'm investing here. I'm sure you invest here yourself. I think this is probably the greatest market to and right now, if you take an educated analysis and educated decision.
Okay. And you talk about the real estate cycle. So in terms of Dubai, where do you see it going, and do you even see a slowdown coming?
Dubai is actually, so if you look at the bubble index for real estate at the moment, Miami is number one actually, or number two. It's funny, but I was in Miami a couple of months ago, and Miami is absolutely booming. Like, it's not the rest of America. It's totally different to the rest of America. We talk about Canada. It's totally different, absolutely booming, but it's at the bubble index number one, I think. And if you look at Dubai, it's number 17th or 18. So, and this is done by some of the biggest research firms in the US and around the world. So I don't see Dubai being a bubble or going towards any downturn. Yes, there might be a little bit of, in some areas. This is why it's so important when you invest in Dubai, that you look at the potential you look at the potential of the local area. You understand who the developer is. It's not just every developer that's going to come in and build. It's going to be 20-30% increase. No, that's not going to happen. And I'll say this publicly, there are many developers, you're not going to see any capital increase. That's not how the world works here. People will lose money if you don't choose the right developer, not right location. Simple things like, is there a metro station coming in? Has it got parks? Has it got schools? Has it got hospitals? You can try and get a good payment plan, but has it got all of these locations? That's why increases the value. Community, like Damac builds communities, Imar builds communities, Shoba builds communities. Those are traditionally going to be a better investment because you're combining everything, a mini city in a bigger city.
Within a city.
So, and then you don't have other developers lowering the prices by bad quality. So they traditionally will hold money, and in the future they will increase in capital. So no, I don't see Dubai slowing down anytime soon, especially with the government
backed initiatives.
The initiatives of increasing the population by, making it easier for people like me to move here over the years, people like my friends and clients to move their businesses here, even tax purposes. So no, all these little initiatives, which is moving the money out of the Western society, is going to increase Dubai's wealth. It's going to increase Dubai's real estate value. And as investors like us, and for my clients who are investors, it is only going to be a good thing. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think we're looking at 8 million over the next 10 years population, and we're about 3 million right now. And and all the initiatives are there. They're building new roads. You've probably seen how quickly they build roads here. I think on Hesse Street,
decision making is very fast.
Yeah.
And so is the implementation, which I feel still lacks a lot in Western countries.
Yeah. So these initiatives that Dubai is bringing in, good quality quick action by the government, and the workforce is amazing here. Absolutely amazing. They do they work hard, they deliver, they turn up. We were talking about people wake up early, the workforce at 6 o'clock and getting things done. It's a tough life here for people who are working, but they get things done. Get things done.
Yeah. And that's what is important as a business owner. You need to get the things done.
Yeah.
And that is not everywhere.
Yeah. And I think as investors, you got to make sure you get the right education from the right people. So if you're investing in real estate, you make sure you get the right experts, check their track record, how many properties have they sold, what knowledge do they have? If they're working in two different markets, they understand different markets, or they don't just understand Dubai. If you understand, like yourself, you understand Canadian market, and you can give comparisons to your Canadian clients or to American clients. Same for me, UK clients, we can compare ROIs, Airbnb rentals, the problems, the challenges you face. It's not all green. Everything is not always good. If someone's telling you this is going to go 100% up, that's not what's going to happen here. Yeah. Please, I would recommend people to understand, there would be challenges, and making sure you have an expert and the right advice in place.
Yeah, educative mindset and educative content. To watch for educative content is also important
100%.
for overseas investors.
Yeah.
And with Dubai, as an Airbnb guest, when I used to come as an Airbnb guest, the only thing I used to look at, because I've not been on that side, and I used to look at the reviews of Airbnb. And I somehow feel now, when I listen to so many people, I feel that Airbnb reviews are not always the right way, because sometimes people give bad reviews. Effectively, how do you operationally deal with such issues?
So there's two questions there. So reviews, first of all, let me say reviews are the most important thing in this world that we live in. Google reviews, Trustpilot reviews, Airbnb reviews, Booking.com reviews, and that is I wouldn't say 100% true reflection. That goes on to a second question. It is a reflection of the business. So the bigger you get, the harder it is to maintain reviews. So we have maintained a super host feature on Airbnb for the last 9 years. So if you go on our profile, Your Perfect Stay, go on Airbnb, you'll see 9 years the profile has been active, and we're still a super host. It has been hard. You do get some very not nice reviews for small things, which is where it's not a true reflection. But in generally speaking, if you look at it over time, the reviews will balance out. If you're providing a good service, or in fact a bad service, they will take you on the negative side. So how we manage these reviews, look, my ethos has been quality and customer service. Sales, Airbnb, everything is all about customer experience. That if you live your principles and values based on customer experience, you will eventually build good quality. I come from a quality engineering background. I was responsible for the Range Rovers and the Jaguars quality control. Funny enough, people would say the quality wasn't very good for Range Rovers, but I was part of a small department. So, I understood what it takes to build good quality and what it in turn returns. It returns good income for you as a business owner and good satisfaction. And you're here to impact your clients, impact people, and you want to have a good impact on you when you stay. So quality control will allow you to have good reviews. So reviews are very important in my opinion. And that's why who we are. Come to Birmingham, come to Liverpool, come to London. Our properties are 5-star, and we work very hard. We do have problems, but you have to have the right mindset of quality control within your company. And I'm talking admin level to cleaners, of course, to maintenance, of course, and your people on the phone, they're answering your receptionist or your customer service. It's the most important thing in any industry.
Yeah. That's right. And when you compare the ease of operating in UK vis-a-vis ease of doing business in Dubai, so what is your experience?
For sure, Dubai hands-on wins. Dubai people, honestly, people work really hard here.
Yeah.
Especially the workforce, as I said, the cleaners, the maintenance. This is our main bread and butter. They're not getting into sales. My salespeople are amazing as well. People work really hard because this is a value-driven country. So if you don't provide value, you're either going to get sent back to your country, whether you're a wealthy expat or you are just a worker on a salary, on a basis, you have to provide value. You have to turn up on time. You cannot complain. And if you do a good job, you get paid. Simple as that. If you start a good business, and customer demand is there, supply and the demand is there, you get paid, you make money, just like ourselves, So in the UK, it's a different topic to talk about here, but it's in the Western society. What's happening is people are becoming very socialist, and this Dubai is a very capitalist environment. It's a pure capitalist, pure business model. Yeah. The government, the whole initiative is run as a business. Yes. So in turn, me and you run this as a business. In turn, my employees run this as a business. So when you run things as a business, you get better service.
Yes.
And that's why Dubai will always be.
That's one of the main attractive features of Dubai.
100%, yeah.
Yeah, and there's a lot of market momentum right now with Airbnb, as what I understand after looking at, listening to you as well. So in this market, if for example an investor wants to buy a property or for Airbnb purpose, then what is your 3 takeaways, like that these are the 3 things non-negotiable for Airbnb property?
So first is number 1 is location. So when you're buying an investment property for Airbnb, non-negotiable is find the person who's done Airbnb or the real estate agent has understanding, and I mean full understanding of forecasting, understanding in the low market what happens in the low summer season, how does it work. So location is number 1. Educated real estate agent is so important. Ideally a company that's running an Airbnb business and a real estate. There's many companies here like ourselves, and people understand the Airbnb model. And the third is the quality of the apartment, like the quality of the developer, because you can, as I said earlier, you can buy any apartment here. It's not going to do well on Airbnb. And then when you do buy the property, make sure the interior design is done to a very high standards. Your photography has to be on point, because what do people see? They don't see your apartment, they see the pictures. You know, we also take night pictures. So a lot of people don't take night pictures. We don't just take day pictures from the balcony. We also have the night pictures of the place. You don't see many on Airbnb with night pictures. And that really sets people apart. So people listening to this, if you're doing Airbnb, please take night pictures. Cost you extra 900 dirhams to take night pictures, but the return on your money, when people see, oh, that's how Burj Khalifa looks like at nighttime. Or that's how the view of the palm looks like at nighttime, or the marina. You know, you're already winning customers who can only see that on Instagram, and then they see, okay, I'm going to be living in an Instagrammable balcony picture. So please, I would recommend location, good educated real estate agent, and also have great pictures as a non-negotiable.
Yeah, that's a good point. So do you think people still want the Burj Khalifa as the most in-demand view?
100%. Like, I looked, it was interesting because I can see, I was the tourist once, and I have a lot of my clients, my whole Christmas period is filled with meeting clients who are just coming here to buy properties, but they want to live in Marina and Burj Khalifa view. And I'm like, there's a lot more to do here, but they just want, because that's what they see. So unfortunately, customer demand is there. Fortunately or unfortunately, the Burj Khalifa view, the downtown, there's new areas like where I live, District 1, and I think that's going to be the greatest area. It is one of the greatest areas right now, the lagoons of District 1. When it's finished, it's probably going to be one of the best areas, because you see the Burj Khalifa and you got waterfront, and people want Airbnbs there, 2-bedroom. You know, I've got a couple of Airbnbs there myself. I live there myself just because of that reason. It's beautiful, peaceful, private community with Burj Khalifa view, and you got your lagoons on your doorstep.
Yeah, lovely. So I do see now that a lot of community vibe is coming to Dubai. Like earlier, I think there was not so much of community vibe, but now the people are there because of the visas and long-term stay. People are going to move here permanently. Like myself, I'm also moving here. Like I have also moved here permanently. So my this thing is that, what is this about? You know, there's a lot of villas that are going to be built. Is it going to be, the next big thing like apartments, or how's this community market?
Villas already the next big thing. Like there's shortage of villas that are handed over compared to off-plan, the apartments that get built. So there's less villas. But think about it, when people are moving business here, most average age for businesses, owners are 40 plus, right? They have families, they have kids. They're not going to stay in apartments, most likely. Let's speak to average. They want to get villas, townhouses. So we're not building enough villas. In the future, there are more villas being launched by Emaar, Damac. Damac just launched Damac Islands, which was sold out in one day, the phase 1. One day. I think they broke the record, selling 10 billion AED within a day for Damac Island villas. And that just shows the demand is huge, because it's families and business owners who are above the age of 30. Like even, I'm not even saying 40, like 30 people, like my age, we want villas now. We've had a time of living in apartments. Yeah, the beautiful view is good. Also, people don't just have one villa. They have villas and then they have apartments as investment. So people are buying villas now more than ever because of families that are moving here. They're moving the kids. Two of my best friends, two of my business partners who are moving here next month, they got 3 kids, and the only thing they want to look at is villas. And he said it's one of the hardest things to find right now. Remember the right schools and the hospitals around the area as well, because
and right size also. I feel size is because I don't know about UK, but we are so in US and Canada, there's big houses.
Oh, bigger there.
Bigger houses there. UK is
smaller.
I think smaller.
Yeah.
But Canada is bigger, and then finding the right master bedroom. Like for myself also, for our family also. When I was looking, I could not find the right size.
Yeah, I think if people want to invest here, villas are probably the way to go at the moment, and it will always be, because as Dubai matures, and Dubai is very matured now. But if you compare it to the rest of the world, it's not very mature. But as it matures, people feel home. People feel we're building communities here. Like Emaar and Damac has been very successful in building communities, and Nakheel as well in District 1 where I live. When you build communities, you create and you allow families to move. It just makes it more homely, because people want home, right? And schools, like there's one of the best educations for primary and secondary school here in the whole world, right? Even now universities from UK and America are moving here.
Yeah.
Like where I'm from, Birmingham University has a campus here now. So, once you have all this infrastructure that's around, you're going to get the family demand, and then you're going to get the villa demand. And that's why I think villas are number one and continue to be number one in demand in terms of investment, in terms of living space as well.
I might have missed a question regarding Airbnb, but from a business perspective, I want to know that what do you do in the summer season with the apartments that you have?
Yes, so Dubai is a very seasonal market. So what we do in Dubai for summer season, we tend to focus on mid-term stays. When I say mid-term stays, these are not 1 week stays or 2 week stays. We will target clients or people who want to stay for 1 to 2 months or 3 months, and we tend to offer them a good rate. For some of our investors, if they can break even on the mortgage payment, that's good. Some people, as long as they get the paid to cover the expenses, that's how we tend to operate for most of our investors who have their investment properties on management, and then make the big money on the end on the 5 months of the season or the 4 months of the season. So where we focus on mid-term stays, monthly stays, mid-term stays, 1 to 2 months. Some of our clients have stayed for 4 months, and they pay us monthly, and they get to stay the whole summer, and we cover the cost. The investor covers the mortgage and the bills, and everyone's happy, and then we make the profit in the next 5 months that we have in the winter season.
Yeah, because it's a seasonal market, so I wanted to.
And in Airbnb, in a seasonal market, what you need to do is you need to have sales skills to be able to get these clients. You can't just rely on Airbnb or booking.com. You need to have a direct booking website. You need to be able to run ads, SEO on Google. You need to have contacts within Dubai or wherever seasonal market you're in to be able to recruit these guests to stay on monthly basis. There are techniques and tricks to employ on Airbnb that you can only advertise for a monthly basis, where that way when people search June to July, they will see your property number 1 or on page 1, because you don't want to be in the 2-day or the 3-day market, because it just doesn't, there's not much demand for in the lower season of summer.
Okay. So you're able to cover the cost?
So honest opinion, 90-95% of the time our business covers for our investors and my properties that I own and I rent. We cover our expenses. Yes, there are occasions like such as 3-bed apartments apartments or villas. We tend to get the lowest demand in summer, because it's just normally for families who are coming for holidays or groups. You tend to not get that. You got the single people who are either running a internet business, or they're here
digital
in Dubai,
nomads.
digital nomads, e-com. They want to stay in monthly, they want to move around, so we target them people. I have a big reach to a lot of digital nomads or e-com business owners who just move around. They don't want to stay in one place. Younger crowd, they move from UK or Europe, and they want to just live in Imar Beach for 3 months at a good rate, and they want to trial this, then they want to move to Marina. So we tend to target this, but we have an outreach system, which is through our direct booking website, running ads, and through Instagram, social media, and direct connections. If someone runs a decent sized business, they should always have a sales calls person which retargets repeat bookings or repeat clients.
Okay. And how important is social media for this business, real estate and Airbnb both?
It's the number one thing. Personal brand and business brand. Personal brand comes first, business brand comes second. It's the most important thing. We wouldn't have met if it wasn't for Instagram.
Yes.
You don't have to be perfect when you're doing Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn. LinkedIn is very undervalued at the moment. People need to be posting on LinkedIn. It's more professional, but post something. Post some analysis, what you found. You got a new property, you're looking at a new property, the research you've done to look at a new property, post about that. That's how you start building. I started with 0 followers, right? I'm very transparent. I've been posting since 2015. If you go right to the back, you will see my first post of business. You see my post of my corporate life. You see the post in 2020 March where I lost the money and I actually posted that. So I have a transparent journey, and that is what gave my personal brand. And I can do better, right? I'm always striving to do better. The personal brand is the biggest thing right now. Yeah. And it's not your fancy real estate videos. It's not that. Personal brand is you. It's who you are, your likability, your energy, and it's what you offer as an individual, not as a business.
Yeah, I'm a firm believer of the fact that if people like you, they do business with you. if I, for example, don't like somebody, I don't do business with them.
course,
It just doesn't come naturally to me.
Yeah.
And I think same goes with me when I meet clients for legal or immigration work. And I try to first connect on a personal level, understand, you know, why they want to take this decision that they want to take, and then only give them a solution.
Yeah, social media is provides credibility to somewhat perceived credibility, but you still have to build trust in real life. So the next step of building a personal brand is you show your credibility by doing the work. Then you have to build trust. There's two pillars to success, especially in sales or any business like Airbnb: trust and credibility. You got to get both right to be able to close a deal, to be able to progress in relationships. And so if individuals can focus their lives on building credibility and trust, and we all got to start somewhere. So people got to understand it's not an overnight success. I would not be sitting here in 2018 with you. I didn't have this credibility. Trust is built today, but the credibility wasn't there. I built it up over 8 to 9 years. And it takes time. It always takes longer to make money than you think.
Yes.
Unless you're in crypto, that's a different story, but always takes longer than you think in any business. And if you're here for quick money, like I don't even talk to people who want quick money. I don't hire people in my team who want quick money. Unfortunately, I can't help you make quick money. I can't guide you, I can't teach you how to make quick money, and that's not my business, right? And I believe in longevity, I believe in long-term values. One last thing people need to make sure, as well as trust, is integrity. Integrity is the biggest thing in your personal success as well as your individuals around you.
Another non-negotiable.
There's other non-negotiables, yes.
Yeah. And when it comes to the sales quality, what is it that you look into? Like if you're hiring for a salesperson?
Sales quality is all about mindset. So if you're coming into my business, right? If you're coming into my meeting and don't believe the sales is the biggest business in the world and is the biggest way to be successful, sales is not for you. Sales is not a pyramid scheme. Sales is a pyramid to become rich because you're helping other people become rich. So when I sell a property or my agent sell a property to you, you're becoming financially better.
Yes.
And I'm becoming financially better. So we're both winning. So sales is so undervalued, especially in the Western society. Dubai is pretty good with it, but in the Western society, people are undervaluing sales skill, and they don't understand sales skill is the reason why I have a successful Airbnb business. That is the main reason. How did I get my first property? Because I could talk. I had the right energy, understand
numbers,
that's the technical, but 80% is behavior, 20% is technical. Like 80-20 rule, you understand sales is all about mindset and energy, and sales is number one. Learn sales and you will succeed on the other parts of your life.
Yeah. But the sad part is there's no course on sales like that. Like if I today want to go and learn sales, for example, in any industry, they teach you the theory part, but the sales part comes with practicality or with coaches like you.
Correct. So I teach sales and Airbnb, in my community. And one of the things we do, it's not just about the course, right? It's about role plays. A lot of people are missing role plays in the real estate industry, in real estate sales in Dubai. It's like they get trained for a week, they get trained for 2 weeks, and they just get sent out to make cold calls. They get sent out to, to sell off plan. We're not selling, we're providing value. So we're not gonna sell to you. We're gonna say, hey, this is valuable to you, and this is why you should buy it. And if it doesn't make sense to you, this is not for you, right? We may be a different option. But as a sales agent, you gotta go through enough role plays or enough experience. So you can't get experience when you're new, right? You don't have experience. So coaches and leaders like myself have to do role plays.
Yes.
So with my younger guys, I have a younger team. I always push them to let's do role plays. Cool. Simple things like call me while I'm driving. I'm so hands-on with my team, and let's do a cold call role play. I have time. I'm very effective with my time. Call me. I'll tell you when I'm driving. Call me and say I'll play a landlord or an owner. And convince me to, list a property with you. Convince me to buy a property. Let's talk, and then I'll give you feedback on it. So role plays. If you're a sales agent listening to this, please do role plays with your leaders. If your leaders are not doing role plays, do it with your wife or your husband. I think that's a good way to learn as well, because they understand you as a person, and they can challenge you. Role plays is the best way to get experience, and then get out on viewings and listings as much as possible to become good, because you're not going to become good in sales by just reading or listening to audibles or listening to podcasts.
Yeah, practical knowledge again comes into play.
The last thing I want to add, sales is a long game. Don't get into sales, don't get into real estate or any industry, insurance sales, for 1 year or 6 months. Most of my clients that are buying from us have built such trust with me over years. Yeah. Like most of my clients are over 3 to 4 years, and they're buying the big ticket now. And that's what they say. It's a marathon. Do things quick, micro and macro. So work fast and micro level, but think macro. Right, work fast and micro level. Think macro. Think 4 years, 3 years. If I help someone buy a studio now,
just like the Dubai government.
Yeah, same as that. Yeah, at least they run it like a business, right?
Yeah.
And this is where most people will fail because you run out of money. This is where the problem is. They become a bit desperate. They lose integrity. They become dishonest. And we talked about this earlier. Do you trust people? I was talking to your husband earlier, and he said, how do you trust people here? I said, unfortunate. This is a brutal world, and that's why we as leaders got to filter people. Again, in sales, you got to become a leader. Any sales agent, whether you're a newbie, 18-year-old starting, there's new 18-year-olds starting in real estate, think of becoming a leader. This is an entrepreneur world for you. As a real estate agent, you need to be an entrepreneur. You cannot be employed. You are on paper employed, but you want to become an entrepreneur because otherwise you're not going to be able to lead your clients. You need to be able to lead your clients so they can be led into something, valuable. Can't wait for your leader to lead you and then you're going to try and lead your client. That's not how it works because the client will end up leading you, which means you're not going to be able to close. Yeah.
Amazing energy and an amazing experience. Yeah. One last question that I want to. Working in Dubai, want your practical tip on people who want to enter this industry. One practical tip for them.
The real estate industry?
Yeah.
So one practical tip is, first of all, two practical tips I want to give. One is educate yourself on the online education that's available freely, because people don't have, they think Dubai is all glamour and this is how it looks, the nice cars, the fancy places, the apartments, the views, but understand the deep, the culture. A lot of people think
to the local
level. A lot of people think there's no culture here. There's a lot of culture here. History. What is the plan of Dubai? The government. There's a book. There's a full book about this, right? Read all of this, and that will set you apart from a lot of people that move here. That's number one. Read, listen, read. YouTube. There's free education. Second is put yourself in uncomfortable positions in Dubai. Dubai is a very, very, very ruthless world. In a good way. For me, it's an amazing. I've just bought my supercar, and that this country drove me to buy one because I could not go to the address and see in the Valet Park or Atlantis, Royal Atlantis, see all these supercars parked up there and said, as a man, I need to build a family, provide for my kids and a future family. But I have these dreams and how I'm going to achieve this, and I have to work hard and use that as inspiration and put yourself in these groups. Try and put yourself in these groups. Go to networking events. Go to as many events and don't get sidetracked by all the parties and all this flashy life. It's hard work. And put the hard work in. People say work smart, but work hard as well. Until you work hard, you don't know how to work smart. Yes. So Dubai is the best place to be. I would truly say give it a try, but come with a vision, come with a plan, come with objectives, come with goals.
And patience.
And patience, very good. It's not an overnight success, always remember that.
And I also feel that in Dubai, because as you said, it's a lot of flashy life and all, you should know where not to spend also and learn to say no. Because there's endless.
Yeah. Look, even me, I don't have unlimited money. I have to make sure where the money is spent. Don't get fooled by Instagram. Don't get fooled by people. Everyone's doing on their own journey. Don't compare your chapter 1 to someone's chapter 9. It's not how it is. My chapter, I'm on chapter 9. I can do these deals. I can have these relationships now because when I was in chapter 1, I worked really hard. If someone asked me to fly to London tomorrow morning, I will fly because I need to do a deal. I was telling your husband earlier, I've got a deal that I'm working on and I'm going to fly back just because I'm working with someone really huge and I'm going to make sure that happens. Doesn't matter what it's going to cost me. Doesn't matter what time the flight is. I need to fly back on this date and I will fly back. And those are sacrifices you're going to make, and it's difficult when you have family. I don't have family right now, so I can make those sacrifices. So if an individual, a man or a young boy listening to this, or even a girl who's younger, take advantage of your energy, take advantage that you don't have kids and family, and make it work.
One quick question that I want to ask you is that after Indians, UK is the number 2 country from where people are migrating to Dubai. So what are the 3 reasons that you think people are?
Well, one of the reasons, I'll give you the 3 reasons, but the biggest reason is safety, right? If British people who know Dubai or who are educating themselves to come to Dubai, it's safety. Like, in London, it's very difficult to walk around with a nice fancy watch or even have a nice Ferrari or a McLaren, When you come here, it's all positive vibes. People, and you can leave your car unlocked. You can leave your apartment unlocked. Your villas unlocked. It's very safe. That's number one reason. Second biggest reason is a lot of wealthy people and millionaires and people who have a lot of money are moving to Dubai because their investments are safer in terms of potential growth. There's bigger ROIs, bigger capital yield. So that's the second reason. What I find in my circle and in my wider circle through social media, through Instagram, is people want to invest here and then move here. So it's not just moving here for the fun of moving here, it's for personal growth. So number 3 reason is personal growth, because the people you're around here are all doing something really good. And whether it's business, whether it's a good job. If not less. Yeah. So everyone is adding value to the society. So third reason is that people want to be around the right people. This is why people are moving from England to here. You know, and you know, it grows you as an individual. It's grown me significantly. I have 10x my business by moving to Dubai. 10x my personal growth, my mindset, my network. Like, you know, meeting you, meeting some amazing people around Dubai. That wouldn't have been possible in the UK for me. UK, as great as it is, gave me great education, gave me a great life. But Dubai is where the future is because of safety, security, investment opportunities while living here, not forgetting the sun that we don't get in the UK, and you know, the networks you will build every day. You're meeting a new person. 80% is expat here, you know, so you're connecting yourself to different cultures.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Thank you, Adam. Thank you for this wonderful show. I personally enjoyed it
Thank you very
thoroughly,
much.
and it was so organic, you know, so nice to just talk to you.
It is organic. Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks.